Good morning, everybody. Shannon and Karen with Wandering Out Yonder. You hear that wind? It is so beautiful out today.
The weather has finally broke.
We've got about 2 or 3 days of beautiful fall-like weather. We've got a little bit of wind. No humidity hardly.
No, it's like a different season right now.
So we were both like, we need to get outside. So we did. Packed the lunch. We are down here at Catoctin National Park. We are taking the Thurmont Vista Trail.
Yeah, well, actually, right here we're standing. This is the Blue Ridge
Overlook.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We are next headed up to the Thurmont Vista.
Right.
Then we will continue on to Wolf Rock and hopefully wind up at Chimney Rock to have lunch.
Right. And it's about a 6-mile round trip. But yeah, I said, we need to be taking advantage of today and getting outside. It was just so beautiful out. So that's what we're doing. We're going to share it with you. This is actually a really nice trail. Get out and have a nice hike up and down in it, and some nice views. Usually it's not a difficult trail. A good little workout, good for us, and much easier than the one we did just the other day. So I think we did a video on, we were at Cowan's Gap.
Yeah.
And that trail was pretty darn steep. This is nothing compared to that, but yeah, it's a nice trail.
The same motivation.
Yes.
Try to get a little bit of legs back for Washington.
Yep. So this trail, after you leave that overlook, it's pretty much downhill. So we've gone downhill kind of gradually. What, about a half a mile, Shannon? It's kind of flattened out, and then we'll start going back uphill again. I'm going to turn you around and kind of show you. Alright, so it's kind of flattened out now. And I think what's going to happen here is going to start going back up again, which takes us up to Wolf Rock, I believe.
Thurmont Vista's next.
Okay, Thurmont Vista, Shannon says is next. And then Wolf Rock.
We parked at the Hogs Rock parking lot.
Right. So again, it kind of goes uphill. It's a pretty rock wall there. Alright, so we have made it to the, I guess, intersection here. This way is where we're going to Thurmont Vista. If you go right here, you'll head back to the park office, the visitor center, I'm sorry. So this is the trail we're on now, the Thurmont Vista Trail. It's about a 1/4 mile up here, and then another mile past that would be Wolf Rock. So we'll be heading there next after this.
Spot 204 coming up.
So we made it to Thurmont Vista. Over here on the left. Trail continues that way, and this is the Overlook over here. That was beautiful. So again, this is Thurmont Vista, and this is overlooking the town of Thurmont. Down here in Maryland, or just below the Pennsylvania state line. All right, so It's about another mile to Wolf Rock from the Thurmont Vista Overlook. Pretty sure we're pretty close to that junction here. And then further on will be Chimney Rock. So we're kind of at an intersection here. And look and see what these signs tell us.
0.3 to Wolf Rock.
And 0.7. So yeah, less than a mile between both of them. And then back to the Thurmont Vista where we were. And then
That's where we parked.
no,
Oh, no,
no,
that's
that's a different trail. No, we have another good, probably mile and a half after this point going back. But yeah, so we're not far from our destinations and lunch, yay. And then that will take you back down to the Park Central Road. So there's all sorts of little ways to get up here. You don't have to do the long way, right, Shannon?
That's right.
All right. So we've made it to Wolf Rock, and up here is Wolf Rock. And to see it, you actually have to go around here and up the rocks. First time Shannon and I came up here, we did not do that, so we didn't even get to see it. We were pretty disappointed when we figured that out.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, I smell skunk. Shoo! So good thing you guys don't have smell-o-meter.
Smell-o-vision.
Yeah, smell-o-vision. Because it's skunky smelling out here.
All right, so this is the beginning here of Wolf Rock. This is what Karen and I did not do the very first time that we came. We did not realize that you had to go up the rock for the view, and that was kind of disappointing. Here, this is one of my least favorite things to see.
All right, so there's a couple different ways you can get up to Wolf Rock. Here's another sign. You can come up from the other direction and then go up this way. There is a marquee up here, and I'll take you guys up there to see that in just a second. But anyhow, and then the rocks are all up in there, the ledge. So lots of snakes up there. So Shannon's up there videotaping right now, and I'm gonna stay down here. But look how pretty the forest is. Beautiful.
All right, it's not quite as bad as I thought it was gonna be, or as I recall it. So I'll see what I can get here going up. All right, so we're getting ready to head out there. This is the geology of Wolf Rock. We are standing on quartzite that is 500 million years old. Tremendous earth forces compressed and crystallized it into hard rock when the Appalachian Mountains uplifted 200 million years ago. All right, so I just came across there. And this is the view up here on Wolf Rock. Now it goes way out there if you want, but the crevices start getting larger and a little bit deeper, so this is probably about as far as we're going to go today. Hear a train out in the background. Alrighty, heading back down, meet up with Karen, and we're going on to Chimney Rock next.
Alright, so here is the marquee, Wolf Rock. It's a quartzite ledge several hundred feet long. It's part of the Weaverton Formation and was deposited as layers of sand about 550 million years ago. Covered by other sediments, the quartzite formed 250 million years ago, when layers of sand were compressed and crystallized during the uplifting of the Appalachian Mountains. So that's what it is that you will be looking at. And then here is kind of a drawing of what the mountain looked like. And then here's Wolf Rock now. All this, of course, eroded away. And that's what you have now. So did you have a good time up there?
Yeah, I smacked my head.
You smacked a head?
Yeah, I was too busy watching out for snakes, and yeah, walked right into a tree limb.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right. So we made it to this junction. There's like 4 trails coming in here. I think that might be the Wolf Rock Trail right there. And this one takes you down in front of Chimney Rocks, down the mountain way over there, down to the creek that runs in front of Catoctin. Anyhow, this is the way to Chimney Rock, where Shannon's going. So we're gonna go up there. It's right up here. But that Wolf Rocks Trail is a tough trail. Shannon and I have done that a few times. It's pretty steep. The Chimney Rock Trail is also steep. All right, here we go. All right, so we are now at Chimney Rocks. All right, and this is a really nice view here. A lot of people like to come up here and sit, just enjoy this view. It's big view through here.
And I don't think we've ever had it completely to ourselves.
Ever, yeah. We're pretty impressed with how many people are not here today. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
All right, so we were up there, and now we're here because the bees were actually pretty bad up there at the Overlook. So we decided, since we have food, that probably just wasn't going to go well. So here's our lunch spot for today. So as always, check out the lunch that Karen's got us. Again, beats what I would be having. Probably beef jerky and potato chips. But yeah, Karen just mentioned how quiet it is. I don't think we've ever been in this park and come across, would we see? Maybe 6 people all day long?
Yeah.
And we've definitely never had Chimney Rock to ourselves.
Nope.
Alrighty, so we're packing back up again because we actually don't have Chimney Rock all to ourselves. There's bees down here too, so I think what we're going to do is backtrack to Wolf Rock and see if we don't have a little bit better luck there.
Yep.
They're out in full.
Down there to eat.
Yeah, actually on the way up, on the trail, we came across what was it, the yellow jackets, a nest in the ground.
Yeah.
So they're definitely moving. All right, lunch spot, take 2, Karen. No, take 3.
Yep, take 3.
We are back at Wolf Rock. We're gonna try this again. Yeah, I'm hoping this is it because I'm hungry.
All right, so we just finished lunch, and it was bee friendly this time. There were no bees around. I think I had one, but it went away. Anyhow, so we're heading back, and right now we're at the Wolf's Rock area, so we should be coming on Thurmont Vista.
We got, what, about 2-4 to get back?
Yep, somewhere in there. Maybe not quite that much. But anyway, all right.
All right, so we're back at the Thurmont Vista, and Karen's gearing up to sweat because after we go down off this vista, it's about a half-mile back uphill to the car. We misjudged our start point, I think. Whatever. We got 6 miles. By the time it's all said and done, we'll have gotten 6 miles in.
Something like that.
Yeah, so, but it's definitely warmed up. Where the sun is breaking through on the trail, there's some toasty spots.
It's still beautiful out.
Yeah, it's still a great day.
All right, so heading back down, we are now at the area that let's see, the visitor center. It doesn't say that way
No,
how far it is.
we gotta go back by the Blue Ridge Vista.
Yeah. Anyway, to the left is the visitor center. We talked about that. As you pull into Catoctin National Park, it's right there.
I'm guessing about a mile because
I don't think it's quite a mile.
yeah, because it's about half a mile from the Hog Rock parking lot to Hog Rock on the other side of the road. So I'm guessing we got about a mile here.
We'll see.
All right, so we're going downhill now. And the bonus to that is the more downhill we do, the less uphill. We've both kind of had it in our mind that this whole section was going to be uphill. So we get a little bit of break here, and then once we bottom out, I think Karen was right, half-mile up to the car. All right, so we just came up that. We are back here at the Blue Ridge Summit Overlook. That's where we started this morning. Still nice and breezy here, however, we're both sweating pretty good.
This is running.
Yeah, that was a butt kicker coming back out of there.
All right, so we've reached the end of the trail. Some picnic tables over to the left. Nice big parking lot. We are the only people here. This is very unusual on such a beautiful day. Okay, so we're done. Here's the trailhead sign. And we did
Went up to
every one of those.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did. We did every one of those.
that was our day.
Yeah.
And bees.
Yes, and we had a lot of bees.
Yeah.
Anyhow, thanks for joining us today. It was a beautiful day. I wasn't expecting this hike to be as up and down as it was. Wasn't quite prepared. Didn't bring both my poles or my knee braces, and I should have done that.
Our leisurely
Always
hike.
a lesson learned. Yeah, I was hoping for more of a leisurely hike. But anyhow, we did it.
Still a good day in the woods.
And we're done. So anyhow, thanks for joining us today here at Catoctin National Park. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.